Welcome to the video, everybody. So after reading your comments, I want to go over the goals I have and the reason why I'm doing this powerlifting training. So in my last competition, which was a club comp, so I didn't have to have a powerlifting membership to do it, I just paid at my club. Great way to start powerlifting, by the way. I did a 190 kilogram squat, I did 127.5 kilogram bench press, and I did a 200 kilogram deadlift. Now, I'm working from those percentages as my 100%, and then the percentages from my program are from them. So if I do 75, it's 75% of my 190 squat, which I was told off from my coach because he said you've already done those numbers. So when you do the next program, you need to make a jump. So it should have been like a 200 squat, 140 bench press, a 220 kilogram deadlift when it came to my numbers, which I didn't do, but it's a bit late now because I finished week 3. But this is week 2, and it's got a lot of squatting in it. The first part of this video, you're going to see me squatting 132.5 kilograms for 4, but it's a lot of sets. And here you're going to see I'm trying to work out where I want the bar to be on my back. Now, I do a high bar type squat, and I'm trying to move the bar a little bit lower because I want to be able to push my hips back. Because if you see, usually if my hips come underneath me, my pelvis kind of shifts and my knees go forward. I'll point that out in a minute, but I'm trying to work out where feels best on my back. I'm looking for the best piece of meat to bone ratio where the bar can sit and it feels good throughout the range of motion. Now, if you look, my hips, see, they dip underneath me at the bottom, and that's for me to get into so I can get to depth, which isn't a huge issue. I don't get hip pain, I don't get knee pain. I did have some hip discomfort this week, but I'll talk about that in the next video. So really here you can see I'm just trying to work out where I want it to be on my back, because when I find the perfect spot, I can just lift it straight up and it doesn't feel like I've got barely any weight on my back. It's just fine. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to feel it, squeeze my lats in, get my feet positioned, head up, and then I'm trying to see that I sit back more. I don't tuck my bum underneath me too much. I did on that rep, but the first one I didn't. And this is what I'm trying to train myself out of doing, but it's going to take time. And then these Olympic squats, I shift too far onto my knees again with these. I'm trying to learn to sit back more, but my core is very weak because of my ileostomy. So working on things like this that aren't very heavy, I mean it's only 50 kilograms, and you can see the strength is there because it moves up and down really fast. Well, it moves up fast. So you see that I shifted right forward, not great form for that one either. And then my coach says something to me, so I try and shift backwards more. And you can see, I think this is the best rep that I do. And you see my bum is more over my heels, and the bar is actually really far behind my head. Still getting better at those. Now is pause squats. Now with pause squats, how I do it is I go to the bottom and I count the rep, and then I say Mississippi in my head. So here I'd be like 2, Mississippi. And then I'd breathe in, get to the bottom, 3, Mississippi, and come back up. So they don't always look like the longest pauses, but as long as the bar stops and then I don't dip under to come back out, it's about keeping control in the bottom of the squat, keeping that tension, that tightness within yourself instead of using that elasticity to bounce you back out. You see people who drop straight in and just like fire right back out. That might work for them, but if you get to a certain weight one day, you're just going to drop down and you're just going to keep going and you're not going to fire back out, and it's going to floor you. So pause squats, really, really good. As you can see, still, everything is still no belt. And you can see now my hips are coming back more, and I'm really trying to work that pattern in, pushing my knees out. And I do wear knee sleeves, but you can see that they're really baggy. These were from the strength shop. I've had them for about 4 months, maybe 3 months actually, and they're already baggy. They've lost their tension, like their elasticity, and I've thrown them away. they actually tore on the seam. Now, my quads have grown an inch, but that shouldn't mean that, you know, those are broken so quickly. So I'm going to have to buy some SBD ones. Hopefully the quality of those is better. Right, we're on day 2 now. I didn't show my planks that I did on day 1 because I need my phone. I need my phone to be the timer of 45 seconds. So this is 105 for 2. It felt really easy, and I paused on the second for a longer pause. My setup is the same as it always is, and I feel very confident with my setup now on bench. I don't get any shoulder pain. I feel like bench has gone really well in this program. And one final look at how I leg drag. If you look at my legs, once the bar comes down, I push with my legs. I'm not pushing my bum up, I'm pushing my bum back. So you can see I drive, but there's always tension in my quads. I'd say like there's 50% tension through my quads, and then as the bar comes down, the tension grows, and then when I want to push more, I go to 100% with my legs. Close grip bench press. This is how I used to bench. A close grip doesn't have to be really narrow, it just has to be closer than your usual grip. And that felt super easy for me, so I actually jumped this up to 100 kilograms because it's only it's only 3 sets. So I thought, well, there's only 2 more sets, let's push this to a higher weight. I set up the same way as my other bench, and it felt great. I do think, looking at my wrists, I should try and straighten those out a bit more in future. But that wasn't any trouble for me, like you could see on my face. And now it's block pulls, block press, sorry. And Fraser's there counting 3 seconds. So I'm doing a 3-second pause, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm pushing up. These are great for holding tightness, getting strength in your triceps, and if you have a sticking point, like if you can get the bar off your chest but can't finish it, those are a really, really good thing to do. Then some accessory movement. What I'm concentrating on here is keeping it slow, like when I'm bringing the bench press down, and like keeping tension in my lats. That's why I hold at the top, to try and really engage my lats, so it's not my biceps that are doing all of the work. And also you can see I'm moving it in an arc position. Also, I'm sorry that I'm so full of a cold during this commentary. Not really much I can do about it, but yeah, I do have a cold at the moment, so I sound awful. Now just some front raises. I do them both at the same time because I just wanted to get them done. I try and keep myself from swinging. As you can see, I try and slow it down. I don't think I'm doing ridiculous weights. Oh, I have put weights at the bottom for the compound movements, but for these auxiliary movements, these little accessories, they don't matter that much. Just keep it within the rep range of like 10 to 12, and if you can do more than 12, it's too light. If you can't do 8, it's too heavy. But I'm actually hitting specific rep ranges given to me by my coach. But if you're just doing bodybuilding movements, 8 to 12 is a good kind of range to go from. You know, you start 1 week with 8, a couple of weeks down the line you can do it for more than 12, then you should move the weight up, so go back down to 8 reps. Here you can see me do some knee raises. I am bad at these. I'm doing abs every single day that I'm in the gym. I'm doing 6 days a week. That's 6 days of ab work, and I'm doing different movements. I'm doing weighted planks on my lower body days, so 3 lots of weighted planks, and then I either do knee raises, some sort of sit-up crunch for the top portion of my abs, and that's it, or cable crunch. Okay, so this is day 3, deadlifts, and these felt quite good actually. I've moved myself a little bit close to the bar, but as you can see, as soon as I pull it off the ground, my shoulders go over the bar, and then I'm pulling the weight towards me, and the reason for this is my hips come up first. Even with this lighter weight, that one was better, more controlled. But if you can see, my hips do shoot up a little bit quicker, especially when it comes to heavier weights. So I'm really I don't want to have my hips so high that like I'm basically good morning deadlifting it up all with all back. Block pulls, I'm really bad at them because this is my sticking point. If I fail a deadlift, it's at this point. So doing these is really good for me, but I do not like them. Like, they don't feel nice, they don't move well. But I've got to do them to get better. Great movement here. And these are my front squats. Like I say, I don't sit back enough. I go straight down and straight up. I actually look like a potato here because I'm creating a brace. Without my belt, I really have to concentrate on the brace, and that forces my stomach out, which obviously forces my ileostomy out. So that's why you can see it more on a lot of these movements. Bent over row, pretty simple movement. A lot of people get it wrong because they try and stand up too straight. You see how I've done it? I push my hips back. So if you have really tight hamstrings, just bend at your knees, and that will allow you to get more of I'd say I'm at not a 45-degree angle, but I'm a lot flatter than most people you see at the gym. And then these are just some pull-ups. When I start to fail at pull-ups, my abs try and crunch my legs up for some reason. All I try and concentrate on with pull-ups is, instead of trying to get my chin over the bar, I concentrate on bringing my elbows to touch my back. So I'm trying to squeeze my back, and that's what I concentrate on, and I find it a lot easier to engage my lats from that. So yeah, I think I got eight reps here, which was the last set. And then just some hammer curls. Usually if I do like a pronated grip, so like a normal curl where you twist it up with your pinky coming towards you, that actually hurts my elbows. I get a bit of elbow pain. So hammer curls have always been better for me. These are prescribed in my program, but even if I had to just pick a type of bicep curl, these ones would be the ones I choose. You can go a bit heavier. It gives you that thickness in your bicep. It's good for working your forearms, and it's good for working that brachialis, which is this tiny little muscle on the side of your bicep, which is it's hard to spot, but it's like midway up your bicep, and you can only really see if you're quite lean, and I'm nowhere near lean enough for you to see it. This is just good lighting. This is a straight arm cable, I think lateral pull down, and I love this movement. This isn't a part of the program, but my girlfriend Alex was in the gym. She had a few more sets to do, so I just thought I'll do some pump stuff just to activate some of these muscles a little bit more. I'm eating enough food at the moment that I feel like I'm almost invincible. I did this week, and these are really great for getting that mind muscle connection to your lats. If you struggle to feel your lats in movements, try this as something that you do at the beginning of your workout. You don't have to do heavy weights to feel it out. Just start light and then work your way up, or use it as a primary mover after a pull-up or a row. And then I just did some chest work, which is boring usual bodybuilding stuff, not very heavy weights here, just taking the tension straight into the pec. Try not to use the shoulders. And here you see another ab workout I'm doing. Now, I am not strong when it comes to my abs, so even these are very taxing for me. What I'm concentrating on is not using my quads to just pick up my legs, but actually using my abs, trying not to get my feet to touch the ground. And yeah, having an ileostomy, you're always terrified of doing ab work, and that is very justified. And what I want to say is, I'm not condoning doing this work on my abs. If you have an ileostomy, listen to a trainer, but you shouldn't really do them. You should try and focus on other movements that don't really activate the core too much, because you're at risk of getting a hernia. Now, I'm willing to take that risk because I want to get better at squat, bench and deadlift to be a better powerlifter. Now, this is squat day 2, so this is day 5 of the program. Day 4 or day 5? Yes, day 5. So we're just working on trying to get the perfect movement. We want to instill perfect movement when it comes to the squat, or when it comes to all of the lifts really. And I want to treat every workout like it's the most important thing in the world. So here I've gone down from 50 kilograms to 40 because I'm doing 1 rep more, but also, as you can see, I can push my butt back more because I'm not overloading at the top. I don't care about the weights right now. I just want to get better at the movement itself, because this is just teaching me a good squat pattern that's transferring over to my normal squat. And this week was great for workouts. I felt strong in every workout. I felt like I had great sleep every night. My food was on point. Every single thing about this week when it comes to training was almost perfect, except this set. Watch this. I like shake my head because I didn't even pause. I'm trying to do that 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi thing, but because I was a little bit tired, I rushed this set. But after this set, I put up another one, and I concentrated a lot more, and I made sure I paused correctly. But yeah, week 2 chalked up to a great training week. I'm eating about 3,000 calories a day, and I am gaining weight, which is fine. But I'm going to talk to Daz, my coach, about water loading, because I'm a little over. I'm about 95 in the morning, 95 kilograms, and I'm in the 93 under class, so I need to be under 93 kilograms. Now, I don't want to diet, but you can weight cut, so water cut, which cuts you down a couple of kilograms. It's not too difficult really to do. So I'm going to talk to my coach about trialing that out next week. This is the 6th and final day of the week, and this is just the overhead press. Nothing impressive about it. It's just very humbling movement. Some pull-ups. Again, I'm concentrating on the same thing. If you see, I've got a chain around my waist. I've actually put a little bit of weight on. I'm just trying to do 6 reps. Yep, you can just see it's not much weight. It's like a 2.5 or a 5 kilograms, but it's something. Now, the videos are almost about to end, but I want to say, like, this was quite a long video. If you enjoyed it, please like it. If you learned something, please like it and comment. If this is too long and you would prefer me to cut it shorter by, I don't know, picking specific workouts to talk about, or specific movements in the week that I struggled with to talk about, because I literally filmed almost every single set, and when I put every single set into this video, it was half an hour. So I've cut it down to talk about just things that matter the most. But if you like this format and you like the way I'm doing this, then please like it. I'll continue to share my workouts leading up to my competition. Again, here I'm doing some crunches. Now, these look really easy and like make me look like a bit of an idiot, to be honest, but they're quite hard, especially on my upper abs. I do like about 30 reps or something, but don't let your shoulders touch the ground, so your abs are always activated, and then just keep reaching and then reach, so you're always trying to keep the core active, and then you reach each time. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. Like I said, if you liked it, please like it. If you got this far, it means a lot to me. If you could comment down below, tell me how I can improve this to make it better over time. Thanks a lot everybody, catch you in the next one.